My name is Debra Bretton Robinson, and I'm an acrylic painter at Western Avenue Studios in Lowell, Massachusetts. And I also do some collage work, which is paper and glue, but mostly it's acrylics on canvas. For the most part, this is the only place I work, Western Avenue Studios. It's a wonderful place. It has everything you could ever ask for. I've got wonderful lighting. I've got a view of the canal outside my window. I've got wonderful people up and down the hallways that I can talk to. Well, I've always been interested in art ever since I can remember. My mother was the one that encouraged me my whole life. She always told me I was very talented, and I was very skeptical about that because I knew she was my mother. And she wanted to say wonderful things about me all the time. And my mother said, "Would you just apply for art school?" And I said, "Well, if I apply, will you just stop asking me?" And she said yes. And so I applied, and I was so surprised that I decided to go. And it started a whole new life for me. Going to school in Boston at the New England School of Art and Design. And I met my husband to be at the age of 18. And then I transferred to the Massachusetts College of Art, where I got my degree. And I've been, painting professionally ever since. I've been influenced by a lot of different artists over the years. Matisse, Edward Hopper, as you can see with my houses, my villages, my architectural themes. But recently I've been more apt to go with some Canadian artists. They're called the Seven, and they were from around the turn of the century, 19th century. And they wanted to paint native Canadian scenes in a modern way. Even more recent from that, a woman named Emily Carr, which, she's another Canadian artist. She lived on the west coast of Canada, and she was all about trees, painting the forest, and feeling the spirit of the forest in her work. She was amazing. So I'm really inspired by her. I guess I decided when I was 17, and I don't think, looking back on it, I don't think I ever really had a choice. I think it's something that's ingrained in your, hardwired into your brain, and if you have it in you, you can't ignore it. It's something that is always a part of you, and it's always going to be nagging you until you answer the call. It's your calling. I think you try out different things, and through that process you just figure it out, where it feels more comfortable, and acrylics felt the most comfortable to me. The one thing that people notice right away is the colors. They're very vibrant, they're very contrasting, and I always know when a painting is finished when the colors just sort of sing together. They're all in harmony, and they're all working together to complete the composition. I do a lot of architectural themes, and recently I've been doing a lot of forest scenes or river scenes. All summer I've been painting in the field. My husband has a boat, and he fishes a long time, like 4 hours at a time. And I would just sit there and be so bored, and wait for it to be over. But then I said, well, as long as I'm out here, I might as well paint. So I started painting, and he was the one that would have to say, "Come on, it's time to go." And I'm like, "No, wait, I'm not done yet. This can't happen." This is significant for me because we lived in Roslindale for 4 years, and that's where my babies were born, in Boston, and we lived here all together. And I am really into the architecture, New England architecture, cities, and I like to put it in there and not have any people. The people are absent. I mean, there's a suggestion of people because of the cars, and obviously somebody lives in those buildings, but it's a very quiet world. My work is really contemporary. It's very different from a lot of other artists. It's not realistic. It's, you know, bright. It's I use a lot of flat colors and outlines. I outline everything. It just kind of, it's like the mascara on your face. Yeah, it's like the finishing touch. It's the line that says, okay, this is important. This is what I want you to notice most about my work. It's definitely evolved. I started off with a very muted color palette, very grayed, and over the years it's gotten, you know, brighter and brighter, and right at the moment it's very bright. The colors are more vibrant, more excited. We have at Western Avenue Studios, we have open studios once a month, the first Saturday of every month, and it's from 11 to 5, and all the doors are open, and my door is open, so anybody that likes can come in and see the artists, talk to them, buy work or not, you know, just kind of look around and see what the artists are doing. And I'm also the art teacher at the Franco-American School. I teach grades 1 through 8 over there, 2 days a week, and I'm here the rest of the week. And recently I've been working at this wine shop called Tutto Bene, and I give lessons over there to large groups of people. So they, you know, sip wine and eat some cheese and paint a painting. So that's been fun too. Everybody here is so nice. Everybody's helpful and wonderful. They really help me. You know, every time I come in here, I just, I'm like sighing. I'm back. I'm so happy. You know, this whole room makes me happy. The colors make me happy. The light makes me happy. It just helps my whole psyche. But Western Avenue is a great place to be. It's a great community. A lot of people that come in here say that they have to stop in because it makes them very happy to be here. Colors make them very happy. And, you know, I think the kind of person you are, just it shows through in your work, you know. I mean, if I was a really morose person, it would, you know, I would be painting morose paintings. But luckily I'm a very happy person, and a lot of happy things have happened to me. Just the flow of the river with the very active but quiet woods. It's a very serene scene, and you know, I like how water is, how it, you know, bubbles and curls and has all of these colors in them that you wouldn't expect. If you look really close, you'll see all of that together. And I really enjoy giving an impression of what the leaves are doing or what the branches are doing without giving every little single detail. I know I've changed a lot of my students' lives. You know, a lot of them didn't know anything about art, and I have taught them a great deal, and they have gone on to, you know, go into graphic design or you know, the arts, just because of my influence. And you know, sometimes I'll show them my paintings, and they're always influenced. You know, they're very impressed that I'm an actual artist. That, you know, they're privileged to have an artist as their teacher, a working artist. It's very difficult as an artist to get your art out there. You know, you have the internet, which is wonderful, but you know, it's flooded now. It's flooded with images, flooded with artists, and you know, it's such a forest. You gotta, you know, weed through everybody to see your work, and a lot of times nobody will ever see it. So I think you have to have your work on a website. You have to have your work in, you know, Fine Art America, or you know, all these other websites, so that the more exposure you have, the more chances you have of getting seen. And then you have to promote your work, at open studios and newsletters. I'm constantly sending out newsletters. And you also have to make calls. You have to, get out there and say, what's your submission policy, to galleries, and you have to do the legwork. I can maybe count on one hand the number of people that I went to school with that are still making art, still doing what they said they wanted to do. And they all just, drop off one by one, and I look around and I'm the last one standing. And, I realize that I'm very lucky. If you go into the center of Essex, which is in Cape Ann, there's a marsh and a river, the Essex River, and it sort of flows through town. And I love the New England architecture, of course, but this one was interesting to me because it had a lot of reeds, and I did a sketch that I liked, and the reeds were moving in the wind. And so you have sort of some nature, some architecture, some human activity, again without the complete and total presence of humans. Just keep going. That's all you have to do. Just stay on your course, and no matter what, Stay focused. Yes, stay focused. Exactly. One day I hope to get into some really prestigious galleries. And my long-term goal is to support my husband when we're in our old age off of off of all my paintings, and hopefully I can do that when I'm older and just live off of that. It would be wonderful. I would really enjoy that.